Trust and Obey. Find out why that's more than just a hymn title in this episode of 5 Minutes Closer. I'm Vaughn Weatherford, and this is 5 Minutes Closer. For the next 5 minutes, let's explore some biblical truths and apply them to your life. No podcast, including this one, can transform your life or give you what you really need. Only Jesus can do that. You can find out why in what I've called the first five episodes of 5 Minutes Closer. Each following episode explores scriptural truths that, if you follow them, will bring you 5 minutes closer to the person God created you to be. Let's see if we can get you 5 minutes closer. Composer Daniel B. Towner heard a new believer describing his faith. The new believer said, "I am not quite sure, but I am going to trust and I am going to obey." Towner shared that testimony with a friend of his, a fellow by the name of John H. Sammis, who was a Presbyterian minister. He wrote the words, "Trust and obey, for there's no other way. To be happy in Jesus, but to trust and obey." Towner took those words and composed the music that now is the hymn that we know and love as Trust and Obey. That hymn would go on to be a deeply loved invitational hymn used to call people to faith for decades to come. In 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 14 through 18, Peter encourages new believers to remain firm in their faith. How could they do that, especially facing the terrible persecution that they faced in the first century? Simply trust and obey. Here's what Peter writes in 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 19. "Therefore, let those who suffer according to God's will entrust their souls to a faithful Creator while doing good." We can trust God completely all the time. The word that Peter uses that's here translated as entrust is a word that was used in the first century for depositing money in a bank. Now, the first century didn't have the banking system that we have today, so those with things of value had to protect them by entrusting them to someone for safekeeping. It was a sign of complete trust in the individual. You would only entrust your treasure to someone in whom you had complete confidence. We can have complete confidence in God. Even in the face of persecution, believers can know that we are safe in the arms of Jesus. It's similar to an experience most of us have had in childhood. That first day at the swimming pool when we aren't sure about anything at all. We're not sure about the water. It looks impossibly deep. We don't know how to swim. We're not sure we should even be there. And then we see Dad standing there in the water, arms outstretched, telling us, "Jump in. I'll catch you." We jump, not because we've instantly become expert swimmers, but because we have complete confidence in the one who has always kept us safe. We can live life with that same confidence. We can deposit our lives in the hands of Jesus, knowing that we will be secure, no matter what we have to face. We are in the arms of the one who has always kept us safe. Peter does not only tell his readers that they can trust God, he tells them why. God is the faithful Creator. God knows everything about us. He made us. He knows everything about creation. He made that too. Jesus told his followers that God knows the number of hairs on our heads, and he knows even when a sparrow falls in creation. We may not always understand what happens to us, but we can know that God does. He is in control. We can trust him. God doesn't merely tell us to trust him. He backs it up with the universe that he's created. He has proven it through his death on the cross and his resurrection from the grave. No matter the circumstance, you can trust and obey, for there's no other way to be happy in Jesus but to trust and obey. And now, you're 5 minutes closer. My prayer is that these 5 minutes have challenged you, inspired you, and caused you to consider applying God's message for your life from His Word. To find out more, visit our website at 5minutescloser.com. Join me next time to see if we can get you 5 minutes closer.